All right, welcome to Duopreneurs. We are alive.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We are alive. We are also live, but we are also alive, in case you were wondering.
We are all of the above.
All right. So today I think we want to debug some issues we've had with our base quotes bot. We haven't touched it much in the past month, but we have noticed a bug in the Slack where we're continuing to get the same quote. Roughly like every 2 or 3 days, we get the same one over and over. So gonna see if we can figure out what's going on there.
Here, I will show you guys so you know exactly what we're talking about. Let me share my screen. Entire screen, share. There we go. All right. So as you can see, this is the Learn Arena Slack, which is where we implemented this initially. And for some reason, this bot really loves this specific Ayn Rand quote. The hardest thing to explain is the glaringly evident, which everybody has decided not to see. I don't know if it's trying to tell us something, that it's conscious or something, and it can only communicate through quotes, but it did it 2 days in a row here, right? It did it 2 days in a row here. Excuse us debating who wins in a billionaire fight. Here it is again. Here it is again. Here it is again. It's just over and over again, sometimes multiple days in a row. So that's the bug that we have to figure out how to solve. JC, you want to share your screen as we go through the debugging process? Because I'm going to be learning what it's like to debug something right now.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm just getting our chat pulled up here. All right, so we are seeing, let's see. We're seeing the same quote over and over. Let's open this up. Let's make sure we don't leak any secrets. Cool. All right, I'm gonna make this bigger as well. So the first thing we're gonna do is just let's just go to where we're actually selecting a quote each day and see if anything looks awry. So we're doing a get random quote. Base quotes API URL. Nothing looks immediately to be an issue here on the
So which function
worker.
is selecting the quote?
Well, this hits the API, and so it's possible that this response is cached in the Cloudflare worker, but I doubt that because they are short-lived functions. We can come back to this if possible, or if needed, but if we have an issue on our end, it's probably more likely to be here. API quotes, get random quote. Okay. If we're in production, we make sure that we have a key. Otherwise, we return a 401. That's nothing going on there. 401 just means unauthorized. It's an HTTP status code. Let's see. Redis random key equals redis.random key. So that's one area we could look is like if random key does something we don't expect, which I doubt, but I'll look at that in a second. And then we get the random key. I mean, by the time we get here, we're getting let me see what does this do? Return a random key from the key space. Yeah, I mean that's what I would expect. And then we are getting the value of a key. If it doesn't exist, we retry. Which, yeah, I really don't think this is an issue on our end. I mean, nothing here immediately stands out.
Right.
Let's look at this Redis instance. Yeah, we're not doing anything crazy here. Let's check
If it's not us, what's the alternative explanation?
I'm gonna check Upstash. Give me a second. Let me make sure I don't have any keys on the screen. All right, so I don't believe there are any keys on the screen. I mean, there's our region, but whatever.
I don't know what region we're in.
Or there's our endpoint, but.
And is Upstash is what now?
Upstash is a hosted Redis service.
Got it.
So I'm thinking that something here is happening where the random key is giving us the same key. Is it happening consecutively?
Yes, it'll do 3 in a row sometimes.
But it's never, but then sometimes it doesn't.
Correct. It's very weird.
The hardest thing to explain is that I'm just curious, is that like maybe is it the last one?
That seems plausible.
It is, so that's a clue possibly. And then the next one here, if you can imagine someone surpassing you, should do it yourself. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, we're getting the last one in the collection. Not every time, but we are getting, like you said, it looks like we're getting it
of the time.
2 or 3 days in a row. Jeff Bezos really is like real Lex Luthor.
Yeah. That was a true post.
I think he would destroy Mark and Elon.
Yeah, that's the general consensus. He's like the most physically fit of the 3 of them. The difference is, I still have my money on Mark because none of the others have trained jiu-jitsu, and he seems to be. I watched a video of him rolling with Lex. He seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I saved it. I've also always kind of been curious, like how good Lex actually is, because I've only seen him roll like once, but it was just kind of like he was just kind of playing
right
with Andrew Huberman. I've never seen him like really go.
Right. I want to know your impression of that as well, because I've had the same question. Like, is he good?
All right, so there's this. Yeah, I'll watch it after this actually. Let's search for Upstash random key. Yeah, it's not really giving me anything. All right, let's see if we can. Let's see. Cat the package here. We'll do a npm start dev. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Come on, dude. Oh my gosh. All right.
DC takes 1 week off and he forgets how to code.
Let's see. Let's curl -v http localhost 3000 /API /quotes /get random quote. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a different one every time when I run it locally. Okay, let's just start here. Does see Cloudflare workers scheduled fetch cache response? I doubt it, but who knows? Yeah, I'm not really logging anything, so. So possible culprits. Somehow this result to this function is getting cached in the worker. And when this cron runs, it's getting like a memoized response here. That would have to be something Cloudflare is doing on their own internally. And I doubt that they would do something like that without it being documented. Cloudflare scheduled. Let's see. Workers scheduled. Analyzed. Memoized or cache. So memoization or memoizing is when you make a function given a set of inputs, you the function internally caches the result of running its operations on the given inputs, so that if you were to rerun that function with the same inputs, it just serves it from its cache versus
a way to like
versus
save memory.
recalculating. Yeah, it's just faster if it already has done that calculation before.
That makes a ton of sense.
It doesn't like that's not like a native thing. You just have to like actually write your function to do that.
Right.
I really don't think that the issue is going to be here. But if the issue is not here, then it means the next place could be just here. But it'd be the same thing. It'd be like Vercel doing some sort of weird caching, and that's not something that they should or would do.
Right.
Now this Redis instance, like what actually... All right, hold on. I'm gonna take this off screen for a sec. I'm gonna curl our API a few times and see if I get the same response. Huh. That's correct. Okay.
Is it doing it?
Yes, I just got it 5 times in a row.
Okay. Maybe we're onto something here.
So the issue is definitely not Cloudflare level because I'm hitting our API directly. If I hit it without the, let's see, if I hit it with the wrong, then I get a 401 as I should. Huh. But then I just hit it again and now I got a different one. And now I'm just getting different ones. But in between, I did one without the correct access key, and I got my 401. Is it caching it somehow? I am kind of getting the same like 3 or 4 over and over. Now I'm getting Iron Rand 3-4 times in a row again.
Must be caching it somewhere.
No, it's now I'm not only getting that one now. When I do get it, I get it like a few times in a row. 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row, 6, 7, 8. I just got it 10 times in a row and I got a different one.
10 in a row is pretty impressive. It's a new PR.
Feels like like some kind of response is cached on some sort of interval where if you do either doing this random key, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, is this random key is giving me the same response from Upstash is giving the same response within a certain time interval. But that doesn't really explain. I mean, it's running once every 24 hours, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. All right, let's poke around some settings. I don't know.
So it's clearly caching it from somewhere. The question is where.
Why does it do this? It just did it again for me.
It just really likes the quote, JC. The bot is an objectivist.
You know I don't know what that means.
It's a follower of Ayn Rand, effectively.
I think I need to put a support ticket in, dude. Like, it feels like something's happening on their end. Okay, well, we're just gonna leave that one out and see what they say when they get back to us, because I really, it's not happening at the worker level. I know that for sure. It could be happening at Vercel, but that really doesn't feel right either. I guess I could. So this isn't happening at all locally. So maybe this is happening in Vercel. Think about this. Vercel cache is a miss. Yep. See, now I'm not even getting it. I'm not getting it at all now. I just tried like 15. I got all different ones.
So what's different between right now and when the last time we did it that it was still doing it?
I haven't done anything different. Weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a different one every time now. I mean, what did I haven't done anything. I mean, I loaded for sale.
Right.
It's like when I get it multiple times in a row. What's up with that? This is a miss. That's a miss. I mean, they're all misses. Now I'm getting it 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row. So it's intermittent, whatever it is. They're all using the same. Let's see, same memory used. 7 milliseconds, 4 to 7 every time. Cold boot duration 0. What happens when I get those two like new ones? This one's a weird one, man. I don't know. I'm gonna call it there though.
Sounds good. And in fact, we can use this to illustrate our one thing for the day, which is effectively, and to put as kind of concisely as possible, sometimes stuff doesn't work like you think it's going to. There's no possible way we could have anticipated this bug. We still don't even know what's going on. So all I would say is don't let that discourage you when you're working on stuff like this. It's just the fact of life that unexpected, weirdly difficult challenges are going to arise when you're trying to build anything at all that you could have never in a million years anticipated. But the important thing is to just take it in stride and keep working on it.
Yeah, and this is basically the day in the life of an engineer. You're going to just have stuff that you have no idea what's happening, and sometimes those issues will span days, weeks, or months before you finally figure out what was going on, or it will just mysteriously solve itself and you just deal with it. You deal with the never really knowing.
Yep, exactly. So that's the one weird thing, or the one thing for today is a weird thing, which is weird things happen and you got to keep pushing through them anyway. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.